Welcome back to Mind Unlocked, the podcast where we talk about the stuff that actually matters to young people today. Life, growth, digital challenges, and everything in between. Now let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever opened your phone to just check one thing, like a message, a notification, or maybe a YouTube video, and then suddenly, 2 hours later, you realize you've been scrolling through memes, TikToks, or random Wikipedia rabbit holes about ancient Egyptian cats? Yeah, me too. We laugh about it, but let's be honest. Internet browsing has become that invisible monster that steals our time, attention, and sometimes even our mental peace. And here's the kicker. We don't even notice it until the damage is already done. So today's episode is all about how to control internet browsing without giving it up, without hating technology, and without missing out. Because the internet is powerful, but if we don't control it, it controls us. Stick with me, because in the next hour, we'll break down why we lose control online, the science behind endless scrolling, practical strategies to take charge, and some personal stories that might sound way too familiar. All right, let's dive in. First, let's call it out for what it is. The internet is designed to keep us browsing. It's not your fault. It's not because you're weak, lazy, or irresponsible. Nope. The apps, websites, and platforms are literally engineered to grab your attention and hold it hostage. Think about it. Social media never says you're done. Netflix doesn't stop after one episode. It plays the next one automatically. YouTube doesn't ask if you've watched enough videos for today. It just keeps recommending more. And the reason? Attention equals money. The more time you spend online, the more ads you see. The more ads you see, the more companies make money. So what's their mission? To keep you scrolling, clicking, swiping, streaming. Forever. Here's a fun fact. Do you know the infinite scroll on social media feeds? That was designed in 2006 by a guy named Asa Raskin. He later admitted it was like giving people digital cigarettes, something addictive that hooks your brain. And it works. Our brains release dopamine every time we see something new or interesting online. Dopamine is the chemical that makes us feel rewarded, like when you eat chocolate or get a compliment. But online, it's on overdrive. One meme, one video, one like, and suddenly you're hooked. So when you say, I'll just check for 5 minutes, but end up losing 2 hours, that's not weakness, it's design. The first step to controlling browsing is realizing you're fighting algorithms built by some of the smartest people in the world. That's why you need strategy, not just willpower. Now, let's zoom in on why young people feel this even more. If you're a teenager or in your 20s, chances are you grew up with the internet. It's not just technology. It's part of your identity, your culture, your social life. Friends hang out online. Classes move online. News breaks online. Yep, mostly online. So the line between real life and internet life is blurred. But here's the twist. While the internet connects us, it also drains us. Have you ever noticed how after a long browsing session, instead of feeling happy, you actually feel tired, anxious, or like you wasted time? That's because your brain gets overstimulated, too much information too fast, and then comes the guilt. You think, why can't I control this? Everyone else seems fine. But guess what? Most people aren't fine. They just don't talk about it. So if you've been struggling, you're not alone. In fact, you're in the majority, which means learning how to control browsing isn't just some productivity hack. It's a survival skill for our generation. All right, enough about the problem. Let's talk solutions. I've got a toolkit of strategies, real, practical, tested things you can try. And you don't have to do all of them. Pick what fits your life. 1. Awareness first. Track your usage. Before you fix something, you need to measure it. Check your phone's screen time or digital well-being app. Don't judge yourself. Just look at the numbers. How many hours on social media? How many pickups per day? Awareness turns a vague feeling into clear facts. Pro tip. Write down your average daily screen time. That number will shock you and motivate you. 2. Set boundaries, not bans. Banning yourself from the internet usually backfires. Instead, set boundaries. Like no phone during meals, no social media after midnight, 30-minute TikTok limit per day. Boundaries are flexible and realistic. They give you control without making you feel punished. 3. Use tech against tech. Here's the fun part. Use apps to fight apps, or built-in app timers can block distracting sites when you need focus. Imagine trying to scroll Instagram and your phone literally says, "Nope, you set a boundary." It works. Create friction. Ever notice how easy it is to open Instagram? Just one tap. What if you made it harder? Move distracting apps into a hidden folder. Log out after every use. Adding friction slows you down and makes mindless browsing less tempting. Replace. Don't just remove. Here's the big one. Don't just cut browsing. Replace it. If you remove scrolling but leave empty time, your brain will crave it back. Instead, fill the gap with something engaging. Podcasts while walking, reading a short article, playing an instrument, even texting a friend. Replacing makes quitting stick. 6. Set real rewards. Make deals with yourself. For example, if I finish my homework, I get 20 minutes of YouTube guilt-free. This turns browsing into a reward, not a default. Use the 20-second rule, a trick from psychologist Sean Achor. Make bad habits 20 seconds harder and good habits 20 seconds easier. Put your phone across the room when studying. 8. Schedule offline time. Pick 1 hour a day when you're completely offline. No texts, no browsing, nothing. At first, it feels weird. Then it feels freeing. 9. Remember the bigger why. Finally, always remind yourself, you're not controlling browsing just to save time. You're doing it to take back your life. More time for real conversations, more focus for dreams, more energy for the things that actually matter. Browsing isn't bad, but balance is everything. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine, we'll call him Sam, was a brilliant student, but he was failing classes because he'd spend nights scrolling Reddit. He thought he was researching, but really it was endless browsing. One day, he used an app to block Reddit after midnight. Guess what? Within a month, his grades shot up, and he still browsed Reddit, just not when it ruined his sleep. Another example. My cousin decided to delete TikTok for a week. At first, he said it felt like withdrawal. But then he started sketching again, something he hadn't done in years. He didn't hate TikTok, but he realized he loved drawing more. These stories aren't about quitting the internet. They're about regaining balance, and that's the goal for all of us. Before we wrap, let me hit you with some quick-fire takeaways. Turn off non-essential notifications. Use grayscale mode. It makes apps less appealing. Unfollow accounts that don't add value. Keep your phone out of reach when working. Replace morning scrolling with a short walk. And remember, don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. So, here's the big takeaway from today. The internet is a tool. It's not your enemy, and it's not your master. You can laugh at memes, binge a series, watch cat videos, and still live a balanced, powerful life. The key is choice. Are you choosing what you browse, or is browsing choosing for you? If you try even one of the strategies we talked about today, you'll start to notice the difference. More free time, less stress, more control. And trust me, future you will thank you. All right, that's it for today's episode of Mind Unlocked. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who spends way too much time online. Because let's be real, we all know someone. Thanks for listening. Stay mindful, and remember, control the scroll before it controls you. See you next time.